When you look at the price of XRP right now, you can be confused. But let me tell you this. I strongly believe this asset is about to take off massively. Those who have held on to this asset for a long period of time, they're going to be rewarded massively. And I really mean it. Massively means huge pops are coming in XRP and some other assets for sure. But XRP is about to take off. Why would I believe that? I'm going to take you guys through all these charts which I've prepared. It really took some time and effort, but I do believe that these are going to give you the right perspective and education to look for the charts and understand what's coming ahead. And that's something massive which is coming onto us. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. Right now, yes, the crypto market is still somewhat the same. You see negative 1% for the day, but you also see assets like this popping 90%, and right now it's at 60% for the day. Right, we have seen other assets like BCH doing that before, then the XRP, the XLM, the QTEM. We actually saw some of these assets doing that, right? But do we really get a clue of they are about to do that before they do that? Or we can just watch that after they pop? No, I strongly believe if you do have the time, effort, and skills to look through that, you actually get to see this. This is May 11th when I gave this highlight to my members. And then I followed it up a week later saying, I think this is going to bounce off and it's going to rally towards these levels. And right now, when you go look at that asset, you do see that popping. So yeah, you do have to take your time, go through the charts one by one, find these assets. And I do that as much as possible for my patrons here. So if you are interested in that kind of information for the right assets at the right time, you can look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below. So without any delay, let's jump into the facts. When you look at XRP right now, you see, okay, we just had a massive candle popping to the upside and we are still there, we're consolidating. So they would be like, are we going to go back up? Are we going to go back all the way down? Let me clarify some things to you. Taking you guys through this chart is just to show you some clear narrative. Yes, the price does pop. We have actually seen these assets moving up. So in CA Coin, back in 2021, you actually see this rally. It actually pops at 90% over just a couple of days and then it starts consolidating. So after going through like 300, 320 days of consolidation, when you see these kind of pop and then another consolidation, the mindset actually becomes like, this is another fake out, right? We all have seen that. We all went through that phase. But after 25 days of that level of consolidation, the price is not coming back down. It still is holding on to that breakout level of support. That is something huge we should keep in mind, because as you go forward, now you see this was that 25 days of consolidation. What happened afterwards? You took off, and then the market carries forward doing what it does. What? Faking out and then going back up, trapping the seller. So when you actually try to learn that step by step, now you get a clear perspective what the market is doing and what it has done in the past and what it is about to do. So here, it actually, after a long period of consolidation, it popped once, held on to that support, then went on further, doing the wave 2, the wave 3. Now that's a micro level waves. Now, why would I say that's a micro level waves? Because when you measure the moves, you may not actually feel like it's actually popping through the roof because it's doing like a 90%, a 260%, a 600%. It doesn't actually look like a huge sky rocket. But then you actually measure the ROI, it was a 20x. But still, that's just the micro movement. That's just the wave 1. That's not the entire market cycle. How can you know that? You zoom out and see what that level looks like on a macro chart. And for me, when I'm looking at that, yeah, that was just the pop after a long period of consolidation here. If you actually take the entire window, that was like 700 days of consolidation and then a pop for the wave 1. But you need to learn more about history, right? Yeah, we went through that level of consolidation. We popped. Now we go back. The same asset, we go back into 2016. We do see that asset back then did something similar, went through the consolidation phase, popped. Now it went up 14x. And after that, yeah, the price action did drop like 60%. A lot of people would have thought, nah, it's done. It's faking out. It's coming back down. But what happens in the market is that it actually pops another 14x. That's not a small deal, because now you get confused. That's like, micro level wave 1, micro level wave 2, all of them doing the 14x. What the hell is really this looking like, right? But let's calm down and look at how things are evolving, because once you pop like that and then drop 84%, you will see a ton of individuals coming back, like, the most educated guys. That's the bear market. We are starting the bear market. Now, let's stick to the facts. It would feel like that at the first point when you see a 80-90% drop in the market. But then you go back and understand, like, in the wave structure, in the wave 1, when it pops, you do see the market dropping 80-90%. That's how things usually work. That's the macro level shakeout which the market usually does. That's normal. And then the market actually goes back up. There was a phase of disbelief. There was a pop like this we just talked about. And then you consolidate here for another 20-30 days and then pop through the roof. Don't get confused. This level which we talked, it was 2021. What we are talking right now, it is about the fact that it happened again in the next rally, but back in the 2016 move up. So this kind of gives you a better perspective that the market does these things repeatedly. And if you catch those movements, now you have a better understanding. One, you're positioned well enough. And if you are not at that time, you do have time to be positioned well enough. Now, why is that? Because this rally, when you're taking this off, this is what we are watching right now. You're going to see massive movements to the upside. Now, after that, was that the entire run up, the 1, the 2, and the 3? No, I wouldn't say that, because this is the breakout of the accumulation. What is that? Okay, let me break this down. After you go through a long period of consolidation, there is a lot of pressure building up in that. The fight between the bulls and the bears, it's getting too much. And then it's like a pressure cooker. It doesn't have a whistle, so it just blows off. And that is this one, that move which we have seen. In XRP, you will see the exact same thing. And then the wave 1 structure too. I'll show you. Just stay with me here. Now you zoom out. That micro level wave 1, that was just that blow off. We didn't have a whistle to remove the pressure, so it did blow through. Then the wave 1 happened. You did drop 85%. You went up for wave 2. You did drop 86%. You went up for the third level. Now, is that just a one-off in one asset? I really don't think so, because if I zoom out and look at this on a lot of different assets throughout the history, you see this. You go up, you have the microwave levels, you have the macro waves, you do get these big corrections. It's repeating in a lot of different assets. Now, jumping on to XRP, because I think this is important. After you go through a lot of consolidation, you actually pop. And that pop gives you a micro level 3 wave structure, and then you come back down. And that was a lot of volatility, because at that time, when you reach here in the 5, you got the SEC coming out. That just hammered the price back down, and then we built back in with the 3 wave structure. That was what happened and what we have seen in XRP. But then when you zoom out and look at previous movements, you did go through a consolidation. That breakout just created massive movements to the upside, and you really didn't want to miss those, because those moves is something which we are in here for. So just like this 100% move, imagine after 20-25 days of consolidation, we pop another 100%. You really don't want to miss that, right? But what's the key here? Some assets like this actually does a 20-25 days consolidation. Some assets like the NIM, they do 35-40 days to 50 days in different cycles, but the average was somewhere around 45 days. And if you go back looking at the history of XRP, you also get a similar perspective. Like, okay, XRP has also done something similar. We have actually gone through those phases. But is this something which happened back in 2016 and it's not going to happen again, that kind of story? No, I really don't think so. Because if you look at enough assets in the market, now you are looking at macro understanding. And this is just back in 2021. Before the price popped, it was in a consolidation. Now, keep this steady. Take this well, because this is important. The price consolidated in that level, but each time it dropped, you got buyers entering a level before it reached the last level. That's important, meaning they considered this asset to be undervalued at that range. So this is Chili's before it popped through the roof. And that pop was not actually a small one. It did a 60x after that. Now, after the first pop of 100%, yeah, it did correct back down to test the previous range of support and then bounced off. So if XRP comes back down to that 0.58, 0.6 level, I'm happy because this is how things work out. Again, that's not a one-off. You go look at Dent. Now, for us in the Patreon, we were in this asset during this time. In February digest, we actually dropped this saying the exact same thing. The breakout, the consolidation, and I think this is going to pop through the roof. And those who have seen the digest and those who have been following me from that time, most of them participated in this macro rally. Now, yeah, I didn't get the entire run up, but we did see a 50x run up in that asset. Why? Because the market was suggesting you the exact same thing. Now you go on another asset. This is Veracity. Exact same story. You consolidate there. You actually create a trend line which is trending to the upside, which shows the buying momentum is entering to the market before it reaches the last level. That's massively bullish because after that, that just pops crazy. And this level of pop, if that is to happen in XRP, think about this. A 170x. Woo! Even the other case like 60x pop in XRP is going to actually blow our minds off. Why? After looking through all these assets, if you are to say, okay, I'm watching something precisely similar, which is getting a higher level of momentum at this point because the momentum is increasing. So maybe I'm going to go with Chili's. That's like a 60x. Maybe I'm going to look at Den. That's like a 60x. If you take that average, what does that mean for XRP in precise movement from that breakout level? Let's take that and measure. The breakout happened at 0.54, 0.55. So if you actually plot that into the price action and say, okay, we are going to see a 60x movement. Wow, that blows my mind. That's like a $30, $35. Now, during the one-on-one sessions where I have meeting with all our members, we've actually gone through this, right? A possibility of something like this happening in the price action. So if that happens, I really don't want you to miss that. That is why I told you to prepare your exits in a certain way that you will take the benefit. If it gets hit 20 and returns back down, you still benefit. But if it happens to run up to $30, $35, you're still not missing that run up. How? You need to position yourself and your exits properly so you can cover both aisle. Because you do have risk, whether it's going to reverse at $16, $20, you really don't know. So you need to be well prepared and your strategy should cover all this. And we are doing that through the one-on-one sessions for a lot of you guys out there. And if you are interested, again, looking through all these opportunities and creating an exceptional portfolio and rebalancing it at a time when the market is just propping through the roof, you need to think about this a couple of times. Now you're only watching 2, 3, 4 assets doing this in the last couple of months. When all of them starts to take off, you would watch some of your assets are not performing. Why? Because you didn't take the time to look at each of them individually. You don't want to do that mistake in wave 2. In wave 1, that's okay. Wave 2, I really don't think so. So guys, if you received value for your time, please do hit that like and subscribe button. That supports the channel a lot. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.